Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Uh thank you very much for being here. This is actually, and I say that because we are an international community and it is morning somewhere, it is afternoon somewhere, and it is evening somewhere. It's actually the next day in other places too, which is a little weird, but um yes. So I want to thank you for being here today, for coming back on the second week of our call on turning the turning point blueprint from layoff to legacy, our 8 week journey. And so I know last week was a little complicated between the trying to set up and all that good stuff, but hopefully today, well, today's going to be okay. So, uh, last week we spoke about the beginning of uh the journey after getting laid off and that moment that we're told, okay, uh, this is what's going on. And the one thing that we're told that's going to change our tomorrow, not our life forever. Although that at the moment we feel that our lives are almost like over, or we're not even sure what's going to happen. Uh, and going back to what we had mentioned, laying off is just one thing. But when we're told, okay, this person, when we have a loss, or when we lose our partner, or when something goes on with anything, there's so many different things that we grieve on. And they all have different stages. And I feel that confusement, of course, is the first one. So we start with that emotion. Um, so we did speak about that last week. This week, we are going to talk about the mindset reset, from fear to faith. Although, as humans, we do find this a little difficult at times, um, but it is possible. It is not impossible to shift our um, our mindset. So uh, tonight. So last week we faced the moment. Tonight we take our power back. And because the truth is, transitions don't break us. Our mindset about them does. Um, but when we shift our mindset, everything changes. And again, sometimes it's a little difficult to do that. But when we set our mind to make changes and shift that moment, we're able to do it. Especially that we have that power within us. We have the man upstairs is always looking after us. So let's set the energy for today's call. So before we begin, please take a deep breath. When you inhale, inhale that peace. When you exhale, let out that fear. Inhale God's guidance, exhale that doubt. Let's just open our hearts tonight. Tonight, we let that faith speak louder than that fear that sometimes does take over, uh, which we are able to control. But sometimes we have so many things going on, including not feeling so healthy. So when our bodies are not healthy, that we feel a little depleted, everything else goes with it. So again, our body is so important to, it is so important to take care of our bodies in every way, mentally, health wise, financially, everything is linked together. And one thing ruins the other. So we have to start with that mindset and remind ourselves that I got this. I could do this. So always remember, inhale that peace and let out that fear. And like I have said before, just picture your breath. And sometimes like it sounds a little weird, but we know that sometimes that meditation, that thought of like picture your breath going in, going down to your toes, and that fear going right up and out. And when we feel that and when we think of it that way, it kind of works. It works for me. And that's my to go to because I know that fear is going to go out. So there is three ways fear sabotages our transition. One, uh, fear creates false stories. We know that. Sometimes we think that we're like magicians and we whatever we think is happening. So fear makes us imagine imagine the worst case scenario. Uh, we think we're doctors. Doctors sometimes tell us the worst scenario just so when we hear the truth, then it's not so bad. It whispers, you won't make it. You're alone. You're not ready. Fear lies. Faith tells the truth. So when we hear that little whisper that you won't make it, no, you have to have that faith. We need that faith to know that that's not true because I will make it. I will make this happen. Fear freezes your movement. And I told you, ladies, I'm guilty of that. When I was told I was laid off, I was staring at my computer. I'm like, I was frozen. When I was asked if I had any questions, what? Oh, wait, I don't even know what's happening. So fear convinces you to stay still, to not decide, to not take that step. Fear loves delay. Faith loves action. It took me a minute to just to react because when it's something unexpected, it's almost like, wait, what? I need a moment just to compose yourself and be able to, I don't know, even let that word out. So fear confuses on what ended, not what's coming. So fear makes you stare at the closed door so long that you forget God's opening another one. And but faith says, make a move forward. You're blessed is not behind you. So for a moment when I went through this situation, this little challenge, well, this change wasn't a challenge. We see challenge when there's fear. Uh, I almost felt that, oh no, now what? And it took a few people saying to me, oh my God, this is what you've been waiting for. And people were so happy and excited for me. And I'm like, what is she so excited for? And then I was like, oh, because sometimes that fear don't allow for us to see those open doors. And and it's okay. I mean, we're human, but that's the reason why God put these people in our lives so they could point out the wait a minute. This is what that's about. And and then you will be able to see that blessing. And it's a little annoying at the moment. But then you're like, thank you, Jesus, because I have this person in my life. Thank you, Jesus, because you are talking to me through other people. And then we just see that shift. Um, I do have a little thing here. I'm sorry, there's a helicopter and I'm almost up in the sky in this building. So you hear the planes go through. Um, so how to interrupt negativity. I'm sorry, how to interrupt negative thoughts, thought patterns. So fear thoughts don't just appear, they loop. And tonight we're going to break that loop. I had to break that loop. I am grateful that we're very, very fortunate. We're very lucky that we do have God in our life, that He holds our hand through situations, through challenges. And He kind of uh, wakes us up in the middle of whatever loop that is, just so we can snap out of it and reminds us that, hey, I'm here. So, step one, recognize the trigger. What was the thought that started the spiral? Naming it takes away the power. So, if you know what started that spiraling, that fear, that feeling, sometimes pointing it out to yourself, you know how to fight it, how to beat it, how to you have to recognize it in order to be able to go past it. Because if not, you're gonna keep on questioning yourself and questioning yourself. No, just take a second, sit down if you must, write down a list. And I always tell everyone, just write down a list. Because sometimes writing things down, we're able to identify them and put it just that one thing versus having that spaghetti salad, like I say, so many things at the same time. But it's because it's this, because of that, because of da 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 da. And we just keep thinking of so many things. No, just think of what started that. And if it was a bunch of things, it's okay, write them down, but you'll be able to put them in order. Replace it immediately. The brain believes what you tell it first. So when fear shows up, don't argue with it. Replace it with truth immediately. Just do that little shift. Is this? No, but it's this. And make that replacement be a little bit louder than arguing and questioning it. So redirect your focus. Fear wants your attention. Don't give it to the stage. Don't give in to that. Move your body, change the environment, play worship, walk, breathe. Do anything that shifts the energy. So again, as we know, sometimes we think that we cannot, but we create our own energy. Even if, there's a lot of people that say fake it till you make it. And sometimes it's true. Uh, but one important thing is that being around positive people is the best thing because now you're able to get their energy. No, don't give them yours. Try to avoid that from happening. Try to just think that, okay, I need that positive energy and just take that in as much as you can. So think of one fearful thought and then say to yourself, this thought is not the truth. I choose faith. Faith. Faith is it's faith in you, faith in the God that you believe in, faith in that energy that you believe in. And always remind yourself that that's why I believe in that faith. That's why I have that faith because it helps me when I need it the most. So the faith declaration that shifts everything. You cannot think your way out of fear, but you can speak your way out. So declaration one, I walk in faith, not fear. And these are good. I actually have a worksheet for you in the in the post. I'm not sure if you were able to pull it out. If you have any problems opening it, please let me know. But it is in the post in the calendar. You're able to print it out and you can edit it and just do your little thing in it. If you want to print it and just start creating a little bit of a workbook for you, that would be excellent. So declaration two, what's meant for me cannot miss me. So if it's for you, it's for you. Doesn't matter how many times it goes around, it will land. So if it's for you, it's for you. Declaration three, I trust God's timing, even when I don't understand it. A lot of times, and my mom used to always say to me, you know what, you're going to go through things. You might not always get it, you might not always understand, but there will be a day that you look back at it and be like, oh, that's why that happened. So it's okay not to understand at the moment. Just know that things don't happen, like you don't make negative happen to you. A lot of times we blame ourselves for things happening. And no, we would never hurt ourselves. And God would never hurt us. So always think that and remember that maybe I'm never going to find out why this happened, but I'm a good person. I have a good heart. And I only pull good things for me and my kids and my children and my loved ones. So, guided worksheet. So you will find that worksheet in the invite in calendar. I'm also going to put it on the replay on this. So we need to rewrite our internal story. So like one, what fear has been speaking, what fear has been speaking the loudest in our transition? So if we find the answer for these, what truth do you know deep down that contradicts this fear? And now rewrite it as a faith declaration. Turn your fear into spiritual affirmation. So once you answer these questions to yourself, just flip them over and turn them into an affirmation. Um, I'm afraid of this, but this, like switch it up. Um, so would anybody like to share their fear to faith transformation? Okay, we could do that later if you ladies want. Okay, how to choose purpose over panic every single time. Ooh, that is very hard sometimes because we're human and it's okay to be human. It is okay to have that moment. Uh, but always keeping in mind that our energy, our guide, our faith is stronger than that. And let's always remember whatever emotion we feel could only last 33 seconds. That 34th second, we choose that it stays there. Whether it's love, whether it's anger, whether it's whatever fear it is, whatever, I'm sorry, whatever emotion it is, lasts 33 seconds. So that's like when someone out there, you hear that, oh, this one was in the train and shot 66 shots. Oh, well, that's a little bit more than 33 seconds, I think. I don't know. I never heard shots go that fast. Well, okay. He started a moment. He could have stopped at the first shot. Like, no, he chose to do that. So let's always keep in mind it's okay. Let me just feel it and let it go. And if you want, you could do a little research on it. um, and see how it is that our body physically reacts to that fluid, whatever it is that comes out of our brain and goes into our stomach and gives us that butterfly. That's the same liquid that makes us feel what we feel, like that heartburn, like that, like roller coaster feeling. So fear is loud, panic is louder, but purpose is powerful. So let's always keep in mind our purpose. Um, before pause, before reacting, take a breath, create space for God to speak, pray. Panic tells you to move faster. Purpose tells you to seek direction. Proceed. Take one aligned step, not 10, just one. Sometimes we try to do too much, and that can be overwhelming. And I don't know if we ever spoke about this, but multitasking is not a thing. Multitasking is just a fancy word for like having a spaghetti salad in our heads. When I was hired in this in Gallagher, the company that just laid me off, I had seven people interview me. One of them was the actual um, founder of the company. So there was this one, that. There was so many of them that I was a little nervous, but it was okay. So his name is Lou, and Lou says to me, "Okay, well, what we need here is someone that could multitask." Okay, I had all my notes. I had my book that had I had like 6 pages of notes. And he says, "Are you able to multitask? Do you have a problem with that?" And I said to him, I said, "No, I don't, but maybe you will. I don't think you're looking for someone that can multitask." He looked at Joe, my former manager, and then there was also Jason and Ted. They were all sitting there. They looked at each other, and I'm like, "Listen, I'll be honest with you. I could do everything and anything that you need me to do. But you also want to see things completed and done. If someone tells you that they can multitask, they're not being honest, they're not telling you the truth. I'm a mom, and I could start on one side of the house. As I walk to the end of the house, I could start 20 things. But are they complete at the end of the day? They're not. So, and then all day long, I'm going crazy because I have to finish that one. No, okay, they will be appointed. That's needs to be done, but I will finish one and then finish the other and then finish the other. You just need to tell me what should be my priority. What should be done first. Are they all important? Of course they are. And he looked at me and he's like, he shook his head. He was a little older. He shook his head. Okay, you got a point. Wait a minute. Are you interviewing us or are we interviewing you? I had to get the job. But multitasking is not always the thing. So one thing at a time is okay. As long as we know that it has to get done, it's okay. So tonight, you didn't just learn, you transformed. Uh, you broke fears of that fear's pattern. You rewrote the lie. You invited faith into your mind and your spirit. Your next chapter, next week, walk with your shoulders back. That actually feels really, really good. If you're ever feeling that your body is feeling deflated, give it a try. Just put your shoulders back and you're going to be like, it is physically a thing. When you do that, the blood from your brain is able to travel better down your spine, and it relieves all the muscles in your body. So you put your shoulders back, but also knowing God is guiding every step. You're not lost. You're being led. So next week, we'll continue this journey with emotional rebuilding, letting go, healing, and rising stronger. So, and that's my presentation. So, if there is anything that you have either lost or you are trying to work on, just remember it is okay to recognize it. It is okay to stop for a minute. Just stop. And when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. Stop for a minute and recognize it. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Oh, sometimes we're trying to go too fast. I have someone in the community that um, was talking to me and she doesn't know what to do about a couple of things. And I'm like, but do you know what you want? Of course, but I can't stop. Stop before you say but and look at what you want and put it in order from there. What benefits you? Sometimes we have to take, well, not sometimes. We always, we should always take care of ourselves to be able to help others. If we don't put our marbles in order, we're not going to be able to put somebody else's marbles in order. We're not going to be able to help someone else. So, with that said, do you ladies want to say something? Do you have a question, comments? Share your story, share something that could help us with today's topic.
I like how you're turning your forced retirement or however your layoff into something so beautiful, and it gives me things to think about. Like I have a story too. I think that not I don't know if it's fear or if I just can't get the words out to share my story to be able to make a difference like this, like you're taking all of that pain and you're turning it into purpose, and that's kind of what I want to do too with the loss of, mom and then the house and then the money. It's like, but where do you start? And I said something to somebody last night. It's like, you just have to start. And I'm like, and you said it, when I'm talking to people, I'm not just talking to people, I'm talking to myself, but it's like that first step. What is that first step? And I think that's what I'm having a hard time with is seeing the vision and seeing the mission and knowing what God's purpose is. That's my struggle. I don't know if it's a fear or if it's a struggle.
I think it's more like because you just said it. What you're feeling right now is just that you know where you want to turn it. So make your 10 number steps and start on the bottom. Where is it that you want this to land? And then go up. But what's stopping me from getting there? Okay, that's 9. What's stopping me from getting there? Okay, that's 8. What's stopping me from getting there? Oh, that's 7. And you keep going up until you make it to that top. That will help you get to that first point. But right now, you're going through that confusement, that emotion, which it goes back. And by the way, thank you very much for saying what you said. I appreciate that. Um, I kind of was able to do that because I'm like, wait, okay, so financially is going to be an issue, but I went through different emotions and realized that people don't realize that it takes a lot more than just money. you have to deal with different things. Like how am I going to get ready for this? And the first thing that I thought of, okay, so I know that which I have for you guys, for you ladies, I have a 10 point plan when you're told you're laid off, or it doesn't have to be that you're laid off. You just want to end your 9 to 5 because you're done. Like that's it. Where to start planning, where to start budgeting, where to start, like your plan, because we all need a plan. We don't think of that. So maybe when we plan on leaving the 9 to 5, but getting laid off, getting let go, we don't plan that.
No, you
So
were
I
forced
want
to
to
make, you were forced to figure it out. Literally. You were forced to jump all
exactly.
in. And I want to jump all in, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid to leave the 9 to 5 to jump all in. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I won't be successful. Maybe I can't get this business off the ground. Those are the things that run through your head when people challenge you and say, "Well, you have to be all in." And I'm all in, but I'm not all in because I right now the thought of leaving the comfort of a solid paycheck every 2 weeks is freaking terrifying. I'm barely
That's the
making it
fear.
with the paycheck. So without the paycheck, and you want to have that spirit of faith. I want to believe that God's going to provide, but I feel like if I'm not moving the needle with the 9 to 5, how am I going to move the needle without the 9 to 5?
Hmm.
So that's where my struggles lie.
So that's that fear. And maybe following the steps that we went over, try to replace that fear. And I get it because my plan was to leave, to resign on July in July. I had it written down in my calendar, the beginning of July, and be done by the end of July. I was going to give 4 weeks just to make sure that everything was in order, just to make sure that I helped and left everything clear and someone trained. But that fear kicked in. And I was like, ah, no, my benefits. I need my benefits. Then I had to go to a doctor's appointment. So I extend, oh, okay. So now I have an excuse. Lovely. We love excuses. So I extended it, but I had already manifested that. I didn't plan because I didn't feel like it because I was afraid. I was afraid to go with it. And, we have to keep in mind that what we are doing is a beautiful thing. Um, Christine, you with your health and your program, Nikki, what you have going on. Oh my gosh, you're so flipping smart. Your knowledge on so many things. Like we service people, we help people, and there's going to be something always trying to knock us. For the most part, is ourselves. Like you said, Christine. Oh, am I good enough? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not worth. No, what? No. Are you a magician? Why are you saying all these things about yourself that are not true? That's what you think.
The self-sabotage.
That's your block. You're sabotaging
That's what I'm
yourself.
working on now. That's what I'm finally recognizing. Like, I'm very capable. I mean, I'm capable to do E&O insurance, and that is not an easy task.
It is not.
I mean,
It is
so
not.
I feel like what is keeping me from growing the health and wellness, and think I've sort of redirected myself too, and I told Terry this, I can't promote a healthy lifestyle if I'm not living a healthy lifestyle. So moving forward, that's the intent is to continue to, live a healthy lifestyle and eat properly and, continue with the regimen that I'm doing and getting my exercise and, trying to be a product, not only a product of product, but it's not me just selling a product. This is a lifestyle and I want the lifestyle. I feel better when I'm doing the lifestyle. But
Mhm.
inevitably I do it for a certain period of time and then it's like I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, and then this kicks in and go right slowly, one little teeny weeny little step at a time. And before you know it, I'm right back in the old ways and I'm not doing the same things. And and I want to stop that cycle. I want people that trust me enough to try the product, to believe in the product, that they know that they can count on me. They can come to me for whatever they need. And I had somebody most recently tell me that the reason why she didn't join me in Make was because in one thing that I had done a few years ago, I made her feel like she was just another customer. And that's the last thing I ever want to make somebody feel. I want somebody to feel valued with what I'm bringing them. And I want somebody to feel that I care, deeply care about helping them. So that for me was a reason and another one of those things to stack and those reasons to keep going and not the reasons to quit. Because I could have used that as, oh, well, there you go. There's somebody telling me I'm exactly doing what I say I'm doing, but I'm
Hmm.
not going to do that. I'm going to say, nope,
Right.
I'm going to use that as fuel to be better moving forward with people
Which
that I
is
encounter, with people
definitely,
that
yeah.
join me as a customer or as an affiliate or however they join me.
Hmm.
I want to bring value to people.
Which is big of you to see it that way, because that's a hard pill to swallow for someone to tell you that, but
But it
you've
was the
taken it
truth.
in a good way.
It was the
Thank you very
truth.
much, because it pointed out something that I don't see. And you sharing that with us, it makes us more aware also that, oh, I need to make sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing and servicing the way I'm
Hmm.
supposed to be servicing
Because it
and
shouldn't be just
helping.
about the sale. It should never
Mhm.
be about the sale.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
sale would be great, but it should never be. And I was grateful. I don't remember what call we were on, but somebody somewhere said that you want mentors in your life that aren't going to tell you what you want to hear, but they're going to tell you what you need to hear.
hmm
And she told me what I needed to hear. And she's not even a mentor. She's just a best friend of mine, but she knows that I value her opinion and I value what she says and I would never ever want to hurt her. And the fact that I did was like, oh damn. So, yeah, I don't want to ever have somebody feel like that they're not valued with me at all. That's was a horrible
You
feeling.
know you're capable of giving. And it is true. You're doing E&O with that. That's not easy. You passed that test. That is not easy.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, this is not impossible. Yes, you're able to do this. You just maybe need to start trusting yourself, have faith in yourself, and know that you can do this,
Mm-hmm.
that there's no one stopping you but you. It's like me. I know where I need to go, what I need to do. And I said, and I'm like, but why? Oh, it's things, blocks that we put, barriers that we put ourselves. And because there's nobody out there that probably people don't even care and think about it that deep. It's we do things to sabotage ourselves. And we need to kind of say, okay, God, yeah, of course we need the funding. Of course we need the income. Uh, Without a lot of people say, oh, money's not everything. You might be right in some kind of way, but we need money to pay the air that we need here in
It's not
Florida.
everything, but you're not living without it. You're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not have a roof
We
over
need
your
it.
head. So it kind of
Yes.
is kind of important to have.
It's
And
right there, hand on hand. It's like Zig Ziglar says. Yeah, money's not everything, but it's there, hand on hand,
well, yeah, and
and
for me, the purpose is to live a life of abundance so that I can pay back into his kingdom tenfold of what he's done for me. And they say that the tithe should come first above all else. Before you do anything, you should do that 10%. And I don't do that before everything. And how can you when you don't have that left at the end of the month? Like that's my other reason why I want to grow this community and I want to grow my business because of the struggle, and it is scary. It's scary. I almost dare I say out loud, wish that I was forced into having to do it because then I would have to figure it out. Right now, I kind of don't have to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's that whole
Mhm.
the
Right.
mindset that gets you. So,
Hmm.
but
It's
anyway.
true. But humans are, we are special creatures. Like we don't go into a diet for the most part until we are diagnosed with some kind of illness. We
Mm-hmm.
don't stop eating fat until we are told that something's wrong with our heart.
Mm-hmm.
And like we take limitations when we have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad that we do that. Because
Mm-hmm.
why are we putting ourselves through that? It's like this, like this program that we have, the program that you have, there's a lot of people making a good income. There
Mm-hmm.
are six-figure earners in the legacy that made it within months. And I'm like, but why? I know why. I'm not being as consistent as I should be. And I get
Consistency
very
definitely
easily
matters.
distracted. Like I could be on the computer doing something, and then in the middle of that, I come across, okay, well, I got to fix this. And now I got that. And then I
So
have
you're
this, da, 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 da.
multitasking.
I am multitasking, but that's what there is no such thing. So it
No.
can't get done. By
Yeah.
the time it comes, I'm
Yeah, the
exhausted.
focus. That's when I came to your house the other day and Terry was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so cool if you could do this, this, and this?" I'm like, "No, don't tell me that. I'm going to work on my business. I have to stay focused. If I can't squirrel, because it happens, I squirrel, especially
Right.
working from home. It's super easy to
Mhm,
squirrel,
mhm, mhm.
but I feel like I'm moving in a much better direction today than I was even a month ago or 6 weeks ago. So I
Yeah.
know that growth is happening. Is it happening as quick as I want it to? No. But as we know, God's timing is never what we want it to be, and we just have to trust that it is what it is and it's His,
Hmm.
and you know,
Right.
we just have to trust.
We just
So,
have to trust and have faith and just remember that things could always be worse. This is going to guide us to where we want to be. And
yep.
as long as we know our goals and where we headed to, we'll be okay. When we're driving, we have to keep our view over. If you look at the middle lane, that yellow line in the middle, your car is going to swerve to the side.
Hmm.
So we have to just keep focused in where we headed. And of course, we're going to come across situations. I don't know who it was that I was talking to. Oh, yesterday we had a meeting with like um the timeshare management. And so she's talking about this and then and she kept landing the plane and landing the plane. And I'm like, listen, I get it, but it's like Jennifer Lopez. She is gorgeous. She is very successful, but nobody talks about all the challenges that she had to go through to make it to where she is today.
Hmm.
Well, in order for me to make that change, I need to figure it out, not you. You could just tell me what the benefits come with this.
Hmm.
I have to figure out how I'm going to make it there because I'm a planner.
Me too.
I like to have a written, I have so many books with notes. I write down everything. Okay, this is one, two, three. I have more notes than I need. I sometimes don't even go to them, but I have them and I
Hmm.
know. And she's like, okay, well, she kind of like understands. Yeah, like it is, it is what it is. We just have to kind of like stay focused and know our direction, know where we headed, and
Well,
we'll be.
and I like to say windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason.
Hmm,
Because if
I like that.
rear view mirror is this big, that means you're looking at just the things that are behind you, but they're so small. You look at the windshield and you've got this big, wide view in front of you. There's a reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view.
I love that. I
So,
love that. I love that. All right, let's close it up with that. Nikki, would you like to add anything? Okay,
Yeah, I can add something. The
awesome.
In regards to what Christine said, I remembered was watching an interview with I can't remember her name, but she's a well-known R&B artist, and she was saying how she saw God redirecting her, but she was scared to move forward, and she was thinking about how usually we will always say, "Oh, we can get in the car and let God steer us." But she knew that she would try to sabotage and get in the way of what God was trying to have her do by always like overly thinking about it. So she's like, put me in the trunk. I don't even want to see where you're taking me, God. And just drive the car and I know that I'm safe. And it resonated with me because it's like sometimes we do sabotage things and don't allow things to move forward because we're over guessing, over analyzing, and just not taking that next step. As soon as we feel God leading us somewhere, we should just be obedient and take that one step. And oftentimes it is scary because we don't know what the other steps are. We don't know the bigger picture. But if we take that one step, God can give us step number two. From there, step number three. And He'll keep giving us the different steps. And then next thing you know, we're already on step number 20. And we're like, wow, we have so much progression. But He's waiting on us to take that first step and that first leap with us, that first leap with Him, and be obedient to Him so He can take us to the next level and allow everything to work out the way that it needs to in our lives.
amen.
Amen. I like that. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing that. It
You're
is true.
welcome.
We can't sit here and be like, okay, I'm waiting. We have to show, it's like when we do our content, have to do a CTA. Put red in the comments. If they don't put ready, we don't know that they have some kind of interest. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once they put ready, we give them the option. Okay, this is where you could go to find out more information.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they have that next step. But if they don't say anything, then to us, nobody has an interest. So God does want us to try a little bit and just pray to Him and have Him guide us. So thank you, ladies. Both of you just gave a great aha moments for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming, for being here, for your support, and um, and for helping me grow. I hope that you found something that resonates with you and helps you grow. And we'll be here Wednesday. But I mean, we'll see each other through Zoom tomorrow. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Have a great evening. Have a great night. And
Have a great
love
week,
you.
everyone. Good night.
Yes,
Bye,
I
night,
love you.
ladies.
Bye.
Have a
Love
Bye,
you
great
too.
night.
guys.
God bless you.
Same to you.
Thanks.